wrestling fans, Hateful Heitman here with the first edition of 20 on 1. My guest tonight is former Supreme Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Champion and former leader, I should say, of the faction The Honor Society, Sir Samurai.
Hi, Mom.
So, let's cut the crap, we'll get right to it. First question, Sal Tomaselli is the best from Your Mom's Anus asks, Samurai, how do you do so well as a wrestler while never abandoning your ring announcer physique? How do you do it?
A lot of dedication. I'm a big fan of Sizzler's Buffet. They have, you can go there early and get the early bird special, and I just eat a lot. And as all ring announcers will tell you, the physique is very important. So really, just dedication.
Fascinating. Hector Garza from Stockton, California asks, can you follow me on Twitter?
No.
Mike from Parts Unknown asks, how is wrestling different in NorCal than in SoCal?
We're higher north. If you look on the globe, California is shaped sort of like a banana, and we're the top of the banana. And that's too easy. I've not spent much time in SoCal, but it is my understanding that in NorCal we have more of a reputation of hitting really hard. Not to say they don't work hard, but they tend to be more of a showy, hey, what if we do this, what if we do this? I think we tend to go, see you in the ring, we'll figure it out together. And obviously there's exceptions, but you don't see as many people in NorCal spending 40 minutes putting a match together. You see them going, hey, how you doing, what are we doing, cool. But,
Insightful. Robert Plant from England asks, do you ever feel guilty for blatantly violating our copyrights by playing the entire box set on your high school radio show?
I have no real memory of playing the words. I did have a high school radio show, that's true. God, I'm not a big Zeppelin fan, so no, I'm not worried about violating Mr. Plant's copyrights, but I get hit in the head a lot, so I might have done that. We did, funny story though, because this is boring as shit so far, so I'm going to liven it up. We would do the radio show, we would get bored, so we would actually call live pro wrestling, and there would be no wrestling. We would pretend we were at shows, and we would do whole shows and call the matches. The Ultimate Warrior never lost. He was undefeated. He destroyed everybody.
Robert Plant and Ultimate Warrior, we'll see you in court. Seth from Paradise, California asks, what's your self-improvement philosophy and workout plan?
These questions are not nearly as fun as I thought. Self-improvement, my philosophy is very simple. If you want to get better, you work every day. I don't train nearly as smart as CJ or Tim, who are the hardest trainers I know, but I work out I'm at 1,156 days in a row of doing something to try to better myself. On a simple day, I just do, 500 sit-ups or something like that on rest days. I'm training for an triathlon, so I swim a lot, bike a lot, run a lot, but it certainly doesn't give me the physique I'd like. Basically, if you have a goal, there's no days off. That's my philosophy.
It's a philosophy a lot of people can live by.
Obviously, you can.
Biff from Petaluma asks, who in NorCal have you never wrestled but would like to?
I've wrestled almost everyone in NorCal. I've never seen her, but I've heard Davina Rose from BTW has a really nice butt. So if I get to pick anyone, I'd wrestle her butt.
Interesting. Joshy P. from Sacramento, California asks, when is SPW going to create some sort of televised wrestling show, like an internet exclusive or local TV programming?
That's not on our list of priorities, to be honest. We're alive to that. Live TV would be great, but I think going public access would be a step backwards. We don't need it.
Ian from Roseville asks, what has been your favorite moment at SPW?
I've got a lot of favorite moments, but because it was recent, I'll go through a few. Standing in the ring last night when the Academy was introduced for the Academy Cup, and the wall of noise that hit me, and I looked over at one of my best friends, Timothy Thatcher, as we stood there and just soaked it in. Doesn't get much better than that. Diving off the basketball backboard and not dying was a pretty cool moment. Bobby Hart winning the title. That was a very good moment. CJ Kurse winning the title for the first time was an awesome moment. Flacco winning the title for the first time was an awesome moment. A lot of them. Every show gives us good moments, so it's really hard to narrow it down and say, ooh, that was my favorite moment. But, yeah, so, no, wait, enough, because I got to throw stories in, because I'm bored out of my mind.
All right.
A few years ago, we were building to the anniversary show, and we were doing the Supreme Double Hell Challenge, and there was a mystery competitor. And at the time, Timothy Thatcher was in England wrestling, and he was going to come back and be the mystery competitor. And Ugly and I had argued, should we announce it or no? And I pushed. I was like, let's have him be a mystery surprise. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I was sitting in the crowd when Timmy came out as the last guy, and the crowd went ape shit nuts. That was one of my favorite moments, because I like when you think of something and you envision it, and then it happens, and you're like, it worked. So I enjoy those moments.
Matt Brady from Sacramento, California asks, do you think that TWF sucks?
Never made it through an episode. Sure, they're having lots of fun. It's not what I do. It's not what I train to do. It's, you know, I've seen parts of it. A lot of my best friends have played in that playground. It's not my cup of tea, so I'm not going to sit here and go, they suck and we rule, because I graduated from high school a long time ago. And I'm very secure with the size of my penis, so I don't need to compare it to anybody else's penis and be like, look, I got a bigger dick. So, I don't know, whatever they know.
Well, then to rephrase the question, from what you've seen so far of TWF, what is your opinion of it?
Not my cup of tea. It's not what we do in SPW. We train for a long time, and we train every day to get better. They appear, from what I've seen, watch TV and go, that would be cool, we should try that, and whatever works for them. You know, I don't like rap music. Doesn't mean rap music sucks. You know, there's a lot of things I don't like. Doesn't mean it sucks. I don't eat red meat. Doesn't mean it sucks. I don't drink beer. Doesn't mean beer sucks. It's not my cup of tea.
Insightful answer. Big Bubba from Anisville, California asks, what inspired you to follow a career in pro wrestling?
It's funny. I have a degree in English, and I created a website to write about wrestling as an effort of writing. And I was writing about wrestling, and I don't believe in myself. Anyone knows me knows I pretty much hate myself and wish I was dead. And I know that comes across as ultra emo, but the reality is I don't dream of this. I just try to survive this. I live a very simple life. And one day, a local promoter contacted me and said, we're doing a wrestling show. Would you like to ring announce? And I thought to myself, I've never ring announced. That would be amazing. I get to be involved in the business. He said, important question, have you ever done it before? And because I knew my wrestling history, because I've read a lot of books, I lied through my teeth and said, oh yeah, I've got plenty of ring announcing experience. So I became a ring announcer for god-awful company. A couple months later, I attended an SPW show. And sitting with my girlfriend at the time, and I'm watching SPW, and I'm watching Dangerous Dylan and Tommy Tsunami ring announce, and I lean over and I go, if I could do one thing in my life, it would be to someday ring announce for SPW. Because I didn't believe in myself enough to dream that I could do this. I was just like, gosh, I hope someday I could be good enough to be a ring announcer. And then eventually they needed a new ring announcer. They hired me to replace Dangerous Dylan because his band, the Mr. T Experience, was touring Japan. So I came as a ring announcer, and I'm ring announcing and loving it. I'm showing up to every camp and watching. I'm changing my work schedule, and I'm doing ring crew for them just so I can sit and watch people train. And it was actually Sal Tomaselli who pulled me aside and said, there's no reason why you couldn't train. And I said, I'm too old. I'm 30. There's no way I could be around. Look at what they're doing. And he was like, give it a try. So I start training. And the whole time I'm training, my goal is I just want a match. I just want one match. Because, again, I didn't believe that someone like me could become a pro wrestler, or that anyone would want to see me wrestle, or that anyone would give a rat's ass about me wrestling. I just wanted that one stinking match. And I had that match, and it was the greatest night of my life. And the match wasn't that good, but it was so much fun that at that point, I just wanted one more match. And that first match was 6 months in, and I trained another 6 months until I had my next match. So I went from wanting one match to wanting a second match. And after the second match, I said, 500. I want 500 matches. If I can actually if Ugly will allow me the privilege of walking the aisle in wrestling, though I don't know why, because I suck. And it turns out I didn't suck, because the crowd heat was instantaneous, then I'm going to shoot for 500 matches. And even then, I thought I would always be like the first match, and I'd be in tag matches. And I just kept working and surrounding myself with the best people, and now I get the privilege of doing it in front of huge crowds and wrestling names that I respect and being around people I respect. So I have no idea how I got here, I guess is what I'm saying.
Well, have you made it to 500 yet?
No, I'm at 418. No, 419 after last night.
Almost there. Jimmy James from Sacramento, California asks, What is your least favorite wrestling promotion to wrestle for?
I don't have a least favorite wrestling promotion to wrestle for. I have my set companies that I wrestle for as often as possible. I've wrestled for every Reno show except for 2. I've wrestled every single Bushido show. The companies I like to wrestle for, I wrestle for. The companies that I went to and hated it and had an awful experience, I stopped wrestling there. I love to wrestle. I would wrestle anywhere, anyone, anytime. Yeah, some companies suck, and some companies you just sit in the locker room and go, why am I here? I'm never coming back here again. I hate this. And then as you're leaving, they go, hey, you want to work next month? Oh yeah, what day? So yeah, that's obviously an opportunity for me to rip on people, but I love to wrestle. If there's a ring and an opponent, I'm in.
Jason from Sacramento asks, how do you handle a coworker who is uncooperative in the ring?
I've never had that problem. I guess if I did have that problem, I would hit them really hard. But the reality is, actually no. Okay, because I understand the question now. If I'm in there with someone and I don't like the way he's going to do it, I'm going to blow him the fuck up and make him breathe so hard that he's going to vomit and end the match that way. Because, not to toot my own horn, but with the exception of the SPW crew, there's not a lot of people who can keep up with me if I decide to blow somebody up. So that's how I handle it, through cardio.
Okay. Bill from the Bay Area asks, who has been the biggest influence on the success of SPW?
Oh, that's easy. Ugly, Flacco, Chupi, Bruce, CJ, Tim, Drake, Hayashi, Tommy Tsunami, Dangerous Dylan, Handsome Jack Dalton, Shane Dynasty, all the beautiful people, all the Lucha Libre Mafia. SPW is not about one person or 2 people. We are where we are because of everything that everyone has brought to the table. So as far as who's influenced it, all of us have influenced it.
Greg Yonakura from Antioch, California asks, besides yourself, who do you think is the best wrestler on the indie scene in California?
Timothy Thatcher, no doubt. And there's no beside this self. I think I'm good. I think I'm damn good. Timmy's better than me.
Richard Smith from Sacramento, California asks, why did Ugly leave SPW a few years ago? Why did he leave again? What's the story there?
In all honesty, especially the first time, nobody really knows. He got tired of it, or he was hurt, or whatever. He just basically woke up one day and decided he wanted to leave. And he did. A month later, he decided he wanted to come back. And he did. The second time he left was more of we had warning, and he had said he was going to leave, I think, like all people, wrestling is really hard, and it hurts. I think it wasn't fun for him anymore, and if it's not fun, you should leave. Because there's 1,000 people who want the spots, and I think he just burned out, and he wanted to go away. I'd like to say there's just this elaborate, somebody did this, and somebody said this, and Lord knows people were spreading rumors about violence between Ugly and I, but Ugly and I have always gotten along just fine. There is no big, secret story of why he quit, and there's not going to be a tell-all DVD. He quit because he was tired.
Andrew James from San Ramon asks, in your opinion, why hasn't Rick Luxury ever become SPW heavyweight champion?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look at my wrestling history book and the rules, but I'm fairly certain it's because he's never beaten the champ for the belt, I think. Yeah, I'm going to stand by that. Yeah, he's never beaten the champ for the belt. Why he's never been put in a situation to beat the champ with the belt? He's only been the tag team champion for the last 37 years. And traditionally, if you're the tag team champion or feuding with your partner and then getting back together with your partner, you don't have time to go after the heavyweight title. Him and Chupi have either been teaming or feuding since 2007. So ask Rick.
Maybe we will in a future edition. Davey Boy from Sacramento, California asks, some of the best indie companies have a weekly TV show. Why doesn't SPW? Guys, didn't we ask this question already?
Guys, anybody wants to pay for an SPW show, we'd be happy to provide an SPW show. I wait tables for a living. I haven't paid my credit card bills in over a year. I don't check my mailbox anymore because all that's in there are past due notices. Turns out you can't do TV for free.
John Witten from Elk Grove asks, why doesn't SPW go back to the Colonial Theater? You guys deserve a more visible venue.
Colonial Theater's asked us back. The reality is Colonial Theater wants a lot more money. And as I just said, there's no money in what we do. We do it out of love of wrestling. And we lost the Colonial Theater because they held us up for money. So we left and we found another venue that has been very, very, very good to us and very nice to us and charges us less money. If I win the lottery and I become a billionaire, we'll probably go back to the Colonial Theater. We won't draw any better there. People will say, oh, it's on the marquee and better visibility. We've been at the Colonial Theater. I've worked shows at the Colonial Theater in front of 22 people. So it's not worth the extra hundreds and hundreds of dollars it would cost us to go there.
Bob Tyler from Citrus Heights asks, what are your feelings on these other SAC wrestling companies coming in?
There's, I think, 4 now in Sacramento. And first, it made me laugh because I don't think Sacramento needs more wrestling. The reality is, again, this goes back to my penis, because all things in the end go back to my penis. I don't care if there's 30 companies in Sacramento. I don't care if every night there's 5 shows in Sacramento. If SBW is drawing and putting on the best wrestling in Northern California, which is what we do every single month, I don't care if every wrestler in the country moves to California and opens their own company in boys and girls clubs and backyards and bingo halls, as long as we still do what we do. Now, if any of those companies choose to run on the 3rd Sunday of the month and try to go against us, that's a whole different thing. But I encourage, run all you want. Because I will put our product against any product in this country as the best product out there. So I don't think any fan's going to attend a show on a Friday night at the Colonial or a Saturday night at a Boys and Girls Club and then attend our show on Sunday and go, yeah, SPW wasn't as good. Their wrestlers weren't in as good a shape. They didn't have as good a gear. The production wasn't as good. Again, I am very secure with what we do. Bring it on. Everyone can have this city. But the difference is 2 years from now, we'll still be running. And chances are not all of these companies will still be around. And it won't be because of anything we did. I encourage our wrestlers to go work there. I encourage the fans to go check it out. Because again, I think if you watch other products, and that's any product, and then you watch any SPW show, our worst show of the last 3 years, I will put against anybody else's best show.
Strong words. One final question, Sir Samurai. Timothy Thatcher from Rampton, England asks, where do you buy your dolphin-safe tuna?
That son of a bitch, I knew. The reality is nowadays in 2012, almost all tuna is dolphin-safe. Through the various hard work of dirty, rotten, stinking hippies, the dolphins are pretty much protected, except for from the evil Japanese who kill dolphins like it's going out of style.
Well, thank you for your time, Sir Samurai. This has been 20 on 1 with Hateful Will Heitman. Tune in next time as my guest will be Supreme Pro Wrestling Extreme Champion CJ Curse. See you next time.
Bye, Mom.